Alright, so I just shot the 11 1/4 minute video, kind of my pointers on this combo. Now, I'm basically going to be talking about my thoughts currently on the combo and what I recommend it. So, right now, everything is looking amazing. The lacquer is sticking very, very well to this guy, which it shouldn't, because this is this is acrylic epoxy, I believe, combo. So it should not be sticking, but it is. So we'll see how long that lasts. And then this is a lacquer on top of acrylic epoxy. Again, shouldn't stick. And then we have a urethane with a catalyst on top of a lacquer, which also theoretically is not recommended. So we have three different plastics going down on this panel, and all combining and meshing together. So after, I'm going with pretty much most recommendations. So lacquer, they recommend 1 hour. So I wait 1 hour. I shoot the clear over it. I sand this guy with 1000 grit, and normally I spray the black primer over it, which I should have done because it's quite a bit cheaper than that can over there. Should have done that. That would have saved me a lot of color. But I didn't. So that is that's definitely something. Cover over your gray spots with the black primer, even though it's slightly off of the color that you're probably going to have with this guy. You'll use way less color coat from the Dupi paint shop to cover over it. But so far, this is so much better value than the wine colored, the vintage burgundy of Omni. This can is actually still full. This can is actually still filled with Omni, and there's a reducer for it. I never actually shot it because, number one, I wanted a lighter color, something new school, and I wanted something with better value because it just does not have very much solids in it. So this guy came to the rescue. I think it's got way more solids in it. It's got, some pretty gnarly flake when you look at it. So that's something that I was really into. The price, if you get it on Jegs or Summit Racing, I got mine on Summit Racing. It was a little bit cheaper on Summit Racing. Check out both for whatever particular color you're using, and buy that one. But it's gonna pop so crazily in the sunlight, guys. So you can see this is probably the best color. This is probably the best clear job that I've ever done. So definitely follow. If you're gonna shoot this Euro or the Eurostar from 5 Star Extreme, I'm sure there's multiple other ones that are basically white labeled and they just stick their label on it. Definitely use those recommendations to shoot the car itself. I mean, to shoot the panel that you're gonna use itself. Definitely do that, because that's really the way to go. So so far, amazing for the money. $22 a piece. I bought from Summit Racing. You go Summit or Jegs, you go over $100, you get free shipping, and get it to your house. And you could probably, depending on the size of your car, I'm gonna try to get it to reach that far. So basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick to what I'm saying. I'm gonna cover over everything. Don't be so lazy, and cover over it with the primer first. Sand it down with 1000 grit, and then spray. You'll save so much more, because basically to get this car to work, I need to use half a can, not 3/4 of a can. So I need to use half a can per side. So I'm supposed to use one whole can. The theory is I'm supposed to use one whole can here, half a can on the trunk, half a full can on the quarters, a full can on the doors, and a full can on the quarters. I mean on the fender, on the quarters. Sorry, one whole can on the fenders, one whole can on the doors, one whole can on the quarters, and then finish the half can for the and then I have underneath the hood, and then I have the taillight panel, which hopefully I could shoot with excess, and then I have the roof. So I guess the roof and the taillight panel would be half, and then I have these other pieces, which I didn't really count in. So I probably should have got some more Right now the savings on these is about $22 versus $28, so $6 a can. I bought 5, so I'm about $30. I should have bought another 2 cans just in case, but I didn't want to have full cans that I just had sitting around. So I'll just save on 5, and then whatever I need left, I'll buy at O'Reilly's. And then if I don't need them, I won't buy them, and I won't have them around the house, because I'll be tempted to store them if they have paint still in them. And I'll probably just bite the bullet and throw that Omni out. Then also I'm going to buy this guy. I need to shoot black on the inside of the doors. I'll buy their jet black and shoot it. Or I'll buy the Omni to match and shoot it as well with the Omni. So yeah, the color is amazing, but my favorite right now is the clear. The clear is absolutely amazing. I put a giant run right here. It was huge, and it just flattened right out. If you see that, let me move back and forth slightly. You can see it went away. So it's, and any sort of other imperfections are pretty much the lack of time that I spent in sanding and prepping this panel. I only spent about 45 minutes sanding this panel, and you see that it was one of my worst color jobs as far as junk falling in it. Luckily, again, like I said, the seal is going to go around this guy, and I'm going to put, because I had this thing fall from the ceiling, and there's so much junk in those those spots, and there's little things over there and stuff, I'll probably put the insulation. I'll probably will end up putting the insulation in there, even though these are gorgeous. Like as far as what I think that for a garage job, the garage is super dirty. You know, this is not a super clean garage. I did spray down the ceiling and everything before I started, blew everything out. But for a garage job, for my first paint job on a car, I think this is pretty amazing. Using the Warwick 904H gun, using some, $22 a quart cans, and basically same deal. For 5 liters, it's $120, so it's like less than $40 a liter. Probably the same deal. $40 a liter, probably like $30 a liter. I mean, less than yeah, about it's less than $30 a liter. It's like $25 a liter, probably the same about that. But that's in quarts and that's in liters. So for these products, you should not be getting this type of finish as far as like I said. Some things that I would change is I would definitely have something to cover over this, and then I'm going to do a little bit more testing with the orange peel to try to figure that out. I dropped the pressure a little bit more this time, and up here in these areas it's looking really good, so I'm thinking that the orange peel, well, there's orange peel there. That was really glossy before, so that was really well sanded. So I'm thinking over there, the reason why there's so much orange peel on that one, on these, is because the sanding. It's really not the best job sanding. I really should have spent a longer time, but obviously it's a trunk. It's rarely open, and I probably have insulation in here and insulation down in these holes as well. And I can't believe that this clear did not run, even though I filled this pocket up. Kind of scared. Yup. Moved. So that's not quite flashed off yet. But it just moved right back. I just put my finger in it, and it grabbed my finger, and it just moved right back. Wow. So this clear just moves around stuff, and it just covers over everything. And you see right here, it was basically just dripping down the panel, so now I got to take some sandpaper over this and cover this edge. The edge is still black, kind of, in some spots, so I'm gonna still be working on that. But this is a amazing panel here, guys. All right, so it says here I'm running out of battery, so maybe build a booth on the inside. I'm not too worried about it. Again, my first paint job. I get dirt in it, that's cool. At some point I'll probably find a better setup to do better quality paint jobs. But I'm starting to get the hang of it. I probably should have shot this first, because this is a lot more technical as far as shooting here, going to the other side, shooting here, going to the other side, going to this side, shooting here, and then shooting up here, and then shooting over here like that, and shooting here this way, and then shooting from this side here, and then shooting here for the inside of this pocket. So this was a very technical panel. I probably should have shot this first. I might have saved a little bit more time shooting the back side. And now I know also before the camera dies, I used up to 4 in this, 2 to 1. I used up to 4 here to do 2 coats. So I just did 2 wet coats on this guy. That's perfect. That's perfectly fine for this. You're not wet sanding, do 1 to 2 coats. I would say just do 2 coats. And I used 4 here and 4 there on the 2 to 1. Now if you want to do 3 coats, you do 5 there, and 5 there. However, I was left with the bottom of my cup. So the very, very bottom of the cup there where the angle starts, I was left with that. Left of clear that I had to toss out. So maybe even a little less, maybe about 3.5. But just go up to 4 because it makes it mixing easier. Alright, so stay tuned for more on this. I'm not going to be color sanding this guy. So I'm going to finish cut and buffing the backside, and I'll show you guys what that looks like.